Hola, mi gente. Joe Barreto back with you at the Credit Card Connection. I'm so glad you can join me. Most people think of a great credit card duo as two personal credit cards that have different multipliers that allow you to maximize all the points and miles in that particular credit card lineup. Today, I'm going to go over something similar, except that it's going to be one personal, one business credit card, and I'm going to show you how that combination can be really powerful in one of the most popular ecosystems out there. If that sounds good to you, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button right now. Don't wait till I'm done. Right now, hit the like and subscribe and even hit the notification bell so that I can get this video out there to more people. The algorithm will like me and more people will see this content. I really appreciate you guys. So let's jump into it. So the card that I'm going to start off with is the personal card first, and that's going to be the very well known, the very popular Chase Sapphire Preferred. The Preferred comes in at $95 a year in annual fees. It's known by many people and many content creators as one of the best travel cards out there, especially for beginners. Now, that's not to say that if you're already at your end game, this card can't be valuable. It is valuable, but this is just a very powerful card to have in your lineup and in your wallet to use. Now, right now that they're offering 60,000 points as of the end of January when I'm recording this, you might want to wait till March because last year that's when they threw out their 80,000 point sign up bonus and an additional 10,000 if you go into the bank. So I would suggest maybe either waiting because they really don't go below 60,000 points, but think about going to the bank and seeing if their offers there are better. I got it last year for the $90,000 sign up bonus. That's why I'm telling you, I think maybe you should wait if you don't need it desperately right now. And right now, but if you base it at the 60,000 points, $4,000 spend in 3 months is not too terrible. It's not that difficult to hit. That's $750 worth of value according to Chase if you use it through their portal for travel. Now, what does that get you? If you use it for travel, you're going to get 5 points buying travel through the Chase portal for every dollar you spend. You're going to get 3 points for every dollar on dining, which is solid. Okay. And that also includes takeout and delivery. You're going to get 3 points per dollar spent on eligible streaming services. And you're going to get this one. I'm not thrilled with. I've never used it, but 3 points per dollar spent on online grocery shopping, not including Target, Walmart, or wholesale clubs like BJ's and Costco. I don't buy my stuff online. Some people order it online, then go pick it up in person. I just think that's a lot of work. So, I don't use that part of it, but it's there anyway. You also get 2 points per dollar spent on a wider range of travel, which could be buses, ferries, tolls, parking, and so on. And then you'll get 1 point per dollar on everything else. Now, through March 2025, they're offering you $5 per dollar spent on eligible Peloton purchases and $5 per dollar, 5 points per dollar on Lyft through March 2025, which is solid. Okay. Interest rate right now, guys, as it hasn't dropped, it's anywhere from 21% to 29% if you get the credit card. You're looking at hoping to have a score, if you're applying a FICO credit score, of at least 700 to 740. Now, remember, the higher your FICO score is, it's also going to dictate part of how much of a limit you're going to get on this credit card. When I signed up for the card, I was given a $19,000 credit line last year. So the higher your score, the more money they'll put into that you can use on your card. Now, has no foreign transaction fees, which is great. So if you're traveling abroad, you don't have to worry about getting slammed over the head with a 3% foreign transaction fee. They're also going to give you a $50 hotel credit, but you have to do that through the Chase portal. The prices aren't the greatest when you do things through portals for the most part. Sometimes they'll be equal, but sometimes you're going to see you might be upside down. But still, $50 is $50. If it's right there, why not use the 50 and keep it moving? And each account anniversary year, they're going to give you their card members a 10% bonus points, but that's just based on the total amount of purchases you made a year, not on the total number of points, but the purchase amount you've made that prior year. Okay. So you also have a wide array of hotel and airline transfer partners. I'm not going to go into those partners today because I have the other card that I'm going to show you why it pairs up well with it. But in the future, and I also have other videos with that, but you'll see the partners that you can transfer to. The main one, of course, being United for airlines, and for the hotels, it's going to be Hyatt. Now, going into before I get to the second card to say why it matches up so well, why do people like to chase Sapphire Preferred so much? It's an easy card to use. You don't really have to wait for categories. You don't have to wait for the quarter to pass in order to, get the best bang for your buck. It's pretty easy. It's standard Chase. Chase gives you pretty much 3 times on everything, dining or on pharmacies or things like that, or drugstores. But this one is just dining. Like I said, the supermarkets and groceries doesn't work for me here. But it's a really good card to have in your lineup because of the power that the Chase ecosystem gives you. And by opening up the Chase Sapphire Preferred, you get a 1.25 boost. So you're getting 0.25 boost on the points if you use it through their portal, which is huge. So if you don't want to go through the hassle of transferring and seeing if you transfer to Avianca, you transfer to KLM, or you transfer wherever to get at least 2 cents or 3 cents per point, this at the very least gives you 1.25% per point, which is huge for me, right? So now, if you get this bonus, right now, 60,000 points at sign up, it's worth about $750 if you do it through the Chase portal. 9 times out of 10, a lot of people transfer them out. You're going to be able to get more bang for your buck. So look at even going up to $1,500 based on this calculation. Now, the card that I paired this up with is not another personal card. Most people think of the Chase trifecta and they say, okay, you got the unlimited, the flex, and then the preferred or the reserve, to have 3 cards to total the points. In this case, I'm talking about the Chase Inc. Preferred business card. Now, I know what some people are going to say. Well, I don't have a business. I don't have, a job that's separate from mine, that I'm going to earn so much money that allows me to open up a business card. And I used to think the same thing. I'm going to be real honest with you. I used to think that, you can only get a business card if you were, a brick and mortar store, if you ran a construction company, if you ran something like that. And when I used to see the YouTube creators say, you can get a business card, if you have a side hustle, I used to say, yeah, right. But I'm here to tell you, yeah, right, you can. I mean, I did this last January 2023. I didn't have a business yet. And I was able to get all of last year 8 business cards. Okay. So I do have this Inc. Preferred card. And that's why in using it, and like I like to tell you guys, I like to review and go over the cards that I've used to show you how I've used them and see, in my opinion, if it's worth it. To me, believe it or not, other than the dining purchases that you would get 3 times on the Sapphire card, to me, the Inc. Preferred is the better card of the 2. Okay. Now that's a lot I'm saying here. And for $95 in annual fees a year for the Inc. Preferred, right now, still as of this date, which is January 26th, 2024, online, right now I'm looking at Chase Online, they're still offering 100,000 bonus points after you spend $8,000 on purchases in 3 months after the account opening. Now, you're also going to say, how am I going to hit $8,000 in purchases, Joe, in 3 months when my business doesn't bring in that kind of money, or I don't have that kind of expenditure on that? Here's what I do. Right now, February 1st for me is next week. I need to pay my property taxes. Property taxes here in Hackensack, $2,500 a quarter. All right. So right there, one shot, $2,500. What I've done in the past is my sister, who lives in the same neighborhood, whose house is way bigger than mine, I've paid her taxes on my card, and her taxes are $3,500. So right there, I have $6,000 in one shot. So imagine in 3 months, even if you spend $333.33 a month in dining, in whatever, restaurants, in just regular shopping that you're going to have, to put your light bill, which you could also do. And I've done that. It's a pain to change things over and over. But to meet the spend, why not? It's 100,000 bonus points. You got to think about that. That's a lot of Chase Ultimate Rewards points. So that's why I think this particular duo is super powerful. Now, here's in particular why I think it's even more powerful than the Sapphire Preferred. The Inc. business card, the Inc. Preferred, is offering 3 points per dollar, up to $150,000 spent in these combined purchases. Shipping purchases, now I don't do shipping, so that won't help me out at all. But in internet, cable, and phone services, they're going to give you 3 times per dollar. Advertising purchases, social media sites, and search engines, which we all use for this type of work, and for travel. And their travel is so broad. Like I said, even for the preferred, the travel is going to be taxis, Ubers, Lyft, parking, tolls, ferries, transit, buses, trains, you name it. It's out there. Airlines, you got a ton of categories to cash in the 3 times on travel. That to me, that's just huge. So that's why to me, it even overpowers the preferred, because the travel on the preferred is 2 points. Here is three. Plus, I use more advertising and social media and search engines here than anything else. Cable, internet, and phone, we all have it. So you can see, to me, there's more categories here that give me the more bang for the buck than the actual Sapphire preferred. That's why I literally prefer this car more. You'll also get 5 times on through March 2025 on Lyft, just like the preferred. So you're not losing anything there. You're going to get, they have great fraud protection. Chase is notorious for years that if you make a purchase and they think it's a little out of pocket for you, they're not going to let the purchase go through. They're going to notify you immediately on the phone. So their fraud protection services are fantastic. Then you're not liable for any of those purchases. Extended warranties are phenomenal here. They'll either add additional years or additional terms to your purchases. Auto rental, this is where a lot of people just go nuts, because if you try to rent a car nowadays, you know that Avis, Hertz, Budget, all of them will charge you anywhere from $15 to $20 to $25 a day in car insurance just to rent it. And if not, if you have another card, not dissing Amex, but the Amex Platinum, the coverage is secondary. This is primary coverage, which means you don't have to go through your car insurance, your own personal car insurance. You're using Chase's insurance, and they give you primary car rental insurance. So it's for coverages for primary, for reimbursement up to the actual cash value of the vehicle, for theft, collision damage, for most cars in the US and abroad. Okay, I've used this in Europe, so I can tell you that it does work. Now, purchase protection, it also offers up to, for new purchases, 120 days of damages or thefts up to $10,000 per claim and $50,000 per account. That's huge. You bought yourself a new pair of headphones or earpods or whatever. You lose one, you break one in 120 days. The store doesn't want to give you the credit for it. You call them up and they will reimburse you for it. They're also going to give you travel and emergency assistance services. They have roadside services, trip cancellation services, which is huge. Their coverage here, if your trip is canceled or cut short by sickness, severe weather, or other covered situations, you can be reimbursed for $5,000 per person and $10,000 per trip for your prepaid non-refundable tax expenses, including passenger fares, tours, and hotels. In addition to all that, they're also going to give you cell phone protection for you and every other person, your employees that you have these cards for, that you have on this card. They will cover your cell phone up to $1,000 per claim with a $100 deductible, up to 3 times a year. So this is huge when you have so much to offer on both cards. And the reason why I mention these things this way is because I had the Chase Sapphire preferred first. I got this Ink preferred this past end of September. It was the last. I have the other two Chase Ink business cards, which was the cash and the unlimited. I got those first because they were offering the high sign-up bonuses at that time. Those were no annual fee cards. This one at $95 a year dwarfs any other card out there at $95 in terms of the initial sign-up bonus. A year ago, guys, believe it or not, when I just started in this space, this card, to get 100,000 points, you needed to spend $15,000 in the same 3 months. I believe it was by the end of spring 2023, they cut it almost in half to $8,000 spent. Now, to put it in perspective, If you were to go out right now and apply for the American Express Gold Business Card, that card starting February 1st is going to come in at an eye-watering $375. They're offering right now to get that card anywhere from 90 to 100,000 points. If you go on incognito mode, you might get a higher point there. But you're looking at $10,000 spend in 3 months. So you have to spend 10K. If you go for the platinum business card, you're looking at $15,000 spend. The regular offer right now for Amex is 120,000 points for that same platinum business card with $15,000 spent in 3 months. So you can see this card just blows that away. So if you really like the Chase ecosystem and you like Hyatt and you like United and you like IHG, those are all, and even Marriott, because Marriott does both with American Express and Chase. Those are transfer partners you could really just move your ultimate rewards points from into those different transfer partners and really make a killing on the transfer, for vacation plans and stuff like that, because that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. To give you an example, I always tell you everything up front here. So far, in 11 months that I've had Chase cards, everybody says I'm an Amex fanboy, but I've have almost 602,000 Chase Ultimate Rewards points, and I have almost 700,000 Amex points. However, I've had many more Amex referrals that I've given people. That's why that point total is so much higher. I've gotten more use and more multipliers, it seems, from Chase. And a lot of that has been through their business cards. So again, even if you don't have a real business, as you would say, real, that you're getting, $10,000 a month in earnings. But if you do, deliveries, food deliveries, if you do social media accounts for people, if you do writing, if you do tutoring, if you do anything like that, whatever's you're doing on the side, you could apply for this card as a sole proprietor, meaning you would run your social security number instead of an EIN number for it. I have an LLC. I did that on purpose because I wanted to try to just keep things separate. And I wanted to see if it was possible that after 34 years in education, I can get into some sort of business and try to figure it out. It's been a hustle and a headache, but I've been able to do it. So my thing to you is I would really go out and apply for these two cards. I might apply now, to be honest with you. Again, it's the end of January 2024 for the Inc. Preferred first because of the high offer bonus that they have right now of 100,000 points. Then wait until spring because I can almost bet at the very least that Chase is going to up the preferred to either 75,000 points or 80,000 like they did. And if you go in brands to 90 again, that's a huge difference in points. 30,000 points on the low end is an additional $300 that you didn't have to do anything for. On the high end, if you get 4 cents per point, then you're looking at $1,200, guys. So that's why I always, I think you should wait, do the business side first, the Inc. Preferred first, then apply for the Chase Sapphire Preferred because that bonus isn't going to go lower than $6,000 anyway. So what's my plan going forward with these cards? Well, I come up on a year with the Preferred in April. I could product change and move up to the Reserve, but the Reserve is $550 right now. Yes, it does give you an additional 0.25 multiplier to use in their portal. But for me, the multipliers for dining and stuff is still the same as the Preferred. So yes, you get Chase Lounge access, but there aren't that many lounges yet for me. So to put that huge chunk of an annual fee, on my shoulders, it's going to be tough for me unless Chase decides to up their game and switch up the card a little bit this year, which is what me and a lot of the other creators are hoping for. But do yourself a favor, go out there, apply for this Business Inc. card, apply for the Chase Sapphire Preferred. You're going to see that the multipliers are really going to help you just get a ton of points in the Chase ecosystem. And if you do it right, you're going to see you're going to be able to really do amazing travel and get a ton of benefits, all for just $95 a year in annual fees. Those two cards were still less than my one Amex Gold card that was at $250, just to give you an example. And I've gotten so many points because I don't have the flex and I don't have the unlimited card on the personal side. So just keep that in mind. Okay. I hope you found this information valuable. I hope I at least entertained you. I always thank you for watching and for commenting. Do me a favor, if you look for any of these cards, look in the referral links below. And like always, more than anything else, I thank you for the privilege of your time. Until next time, take care.